Nacho Santos. A really good friend of mine called me Santos like this. A really good friend of mine. Quick summary of today. Woke up, did some deep work, had no show, then had 2 calls, then had a no show, had a reschedule, had a call with someone I ended up disqualifying, had another call, had 2 no shows, had another reschedule, and then had another no show. And then at 7 I onboarded one client of mine. Things to mention today. Things to mention about the habits. Oh fuck. I didn't fill in my habits for the last 2 days. But I know that I did everything. So I'm just gonna put SCS in every place and that's it. I've got a funny story about yesterday for you guys today. So keep tuned. Yeah, I essentially did everything today, so that is cool. But the fun story I actually had for you guys is that, well, apart from saying that I'm gonna go before 11 to sleep, I've done my night routine, I've done the gym. Not today because I didn't have to go to the gym. I done the diet though. I did the deep work, and also in the morning I done my morning routine, not without spending a little bit of too much time, maybe browsing, because I randomly found a motivational video. I had them around my desktop, and I let myself be distracted by that. I started just looking for the same shit. When you actually do not need that, you need to do your shit and get back to work. But anyway, something minor, we would say, something minor. Things I want to mention in this video. Today I am testing new creatives. I am testing new messaging offers because I want to attract a better prospect, a prospect that is more qualified. I realized that my funnel was just attracting everyone, and I tried to solve that mistake at the top level by having a different messaging, but it seems not to be the most effective thing because I've gone from having a 1.5 euros cost per lead, like an euro and a half cost per lead, to having a 25 euro cost per lead. That's the change that I've done. And soon you realize that it's not profitable when you actually start calculating appointment booking rate, when you actually start calculating show up rate, when you actually start calculating closing rate. You realize very fast that it is just not profitable in any way, shape or form. So today I went out, I recorded some more creatives just to see if the problem that I'm having is the creative, which I do not think so, because it's something that I just done before and it was right. But yeah, if the problem that I was having was the creative, I'm going to try a different one. But since I need to preserve the pipeline volume, then I don't want to put myself in this situation, but I'm just going to start running again the old ads I would do, which I know that are going to attract just anyone. They are just going to attract anyone. But yeah, that's it. Maybe I have to put someone to qualify the leads before they get to me. Maybe I have to put more questions in the form to actually gauge whether someone is qualified for me or not. Maybe I have to do some stuff like that, you know. But that is it. That is, in a nutshell, what I have to mention about me changing my funnel, which is certainly making things easier for me, since that means that when it comes to cold calling script that we're going to use the same one, or with slight changes. When it comes to the cold email copy that I'm going to use, I'm probably going to be using the same one, which means little to no changes. This actually has its positives, you know, but maybe it's not the thing that I'm looking for right now. Surprisingly, for me, the low ticket service, I have not been able to sell it at the rate that I would actually think that was proper. I don't know if it's been because of lead quality, because lately I've been taking leads that they were basically making no money, so that could be a problem. But still, there's something in my mind that says that the ticket is too low as for people to, like, there's a discrepancy with what I am selling, like the result that I am selling. There's something in my mind that says that there's a discrepancy between this the result that I'm selling and the price point I'm using. You know, I think I'm going too cheap and promising too much. And that is something that I think could be a problem, you know. So essentially, I should actually just bump up the price, charge a retainer apart from that, or charge a commission, which I don't want to do, because these small businesses, I don't want to charge them commissions because they are just not good. Because if they're getting this kind of offer, that means that they are not the best, you know. But yeah, it is very weird because it is something I would not expect. You know, maybe they are kind of expecting a more longer kind of collaboration, that rather than just a I'll build your whatever, man. I'll build your ads. You know, maybe they are just looking more than that. I don't know. I believe I need a little bit more of testing, since I believe a little bit more. I need a little bit more of testing, since I'm going to change the lead quality. I've already done it. Still, I've already done it. Meaning that my lead quality, I like I mentioned, I was getting people making little to no money on my calls, which was not being the best idea. You know, I thought as it would have been cheap, because it's 700 euros just. You know, it's just a low ticket product to just get people on the door, and have them to experience some success quick. That's the only thing I really focus on with that. But yeah, that's it. Apart from that, I have to mention that up until yesterday, I didn't really know. Like, I wasn't so sure of me making 30 grand a month. Like, I didn't have the strategy that clear. And it was not that I could not see that. It is not that I could not see myself making 30 grand a month because this or because of that. It was just the commissions that I'm charging that makes things a little bit more long term, you know. Uh, when you charge a commission, yeah, you might charge more, but it is something a little bit uncomfortable sometimes. It has its good positives and negatives, because it is easy to retain clients. You get you get paid the best, and apart from that, um, yeah, I would say those are the positives. But the negatives is that you don't really know when it's gonna come. You don't even know if it's gonna come. You know, so the biggest part of the money, like the biggest part of the 30K a month revenue or cash collected was actually just commissions. Like, okay, if I make this business this kind of money, yes, I will get commissions, because and more. I have to add that I'm using double the ad spend, so it's 100% that I'm going to get commissions. Super 100%. Yeah, that is cool. That is right. But that is cool and that is right. Yes, but you're still getting a commission, which means that if you sign someone now, you might start to get commissions 2 3 months from now, you know, and you have to build that momentum, you know. And yes, you can as well explain to your mind that, yeah, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to be delivering constantly so that I constantly get commissions. You know, that is what I would trick my mind to think. And that is cool, don't get me wrong. And I'm probably still going to do, but I need something more tangible to feel myself that I'm making and to be sure that I'm making 30 grand a month. And also, not only that I need something more tangible, but also that um fuck, I forgot my point. I had such a good point, bro. Uh, yes, but also that I felt like I was undercharging. Like I felt like the value that the service that I could provide was much below than what I actually should be charging. You know, I think I mentioned this in other video, but yeah, that is the truth. I felt that way. So yesterday night, I made myself a question. It was very weird. It was very uh, bizarre. But I asked myself, Santos, what is, because I was thinking about urgency. I saw a video, a podcast last week. Mike Thurston. In fact, Mike Thurston might just have the my favorite podcast, to be honest. But um, I saw a podcast, Andy Elliott, saying the urgency is important to make things, you know. And I felt that shit. I felt that shit. So I actually thought yesterday, Santos, if someone was to kill all your family by next month, what kind of action would you take? Like if someone was to kill your whole family by next month, if you were not making the action to make 50 grand a month, what would you actually do? Like what would you actually do if someone um what would you actually do if you had to do 50K a month by next month to prevent someone to kill all your family? That is the question that I made myself, and I actually started to think some deep shit. You know, I actually have started to have some fucking realizations because the thing is that for me, scaling means giving more value. I've understood that. I am in Spain. Spanish market is not the US market, you know. In Spanish market you don't get that many businesses. Of course there's a lot of businesses to help and you can scale it. You can have 50 campaigns, but really if you want to really make sure that your clients get results, there are not so much places you want to actually like. I do not like to advertise on small places because it's like a very weird behavior. Like it's something that you cannot actually be sure that you're going to provide results with that, the kind of results that you're looking for. So what did I actually do? What I actually done was thinking, okay, cool. So I got to 10K and to 13K a month by providing value because I provide this project valued at 70,000. Then I actually close this and that client and this and that, all of that shit, you know. I basically got to I got to 13K a month with a 5 grand wire, something like that, you know. Yeah, I believe it was 5 grand or 4 grand, 4.5 grand, something like that. And it felt good. It felt really good, I have to say, you know. But the thing is that okay, cool. I got to that point by delivering value. I have tried to get a shit ton of clients and deliver to all of them and give a mediocre, okay service. But you know what? It didn't work. You know, it didn't work. The only time when I actually started getting paid and making money was when I actually started to get commissions. So what about me just giving more value to these businesses so that I can actually charge more for my services? Now, this idea came to my mind. 10 grand setup fee, you know, 10 grand setup fee. How can I actually justify getting someone to pay that setup fee? The thing is that in this remodeling industry, people just make money. Like, I've heard people on a call talk about pricing and their pricing and what they make and what what kind of profit do they take and all that stuff. And sometimes I would feel a little bit weird. I don't know the word exactly, but I would feel a little bit less than them because it's like fuck. I'm trying to sell these fucking digital services and I'm cutting my prices and I'm not even making that much money and I still have to pay tax and bro, this is not making me rich and whatever. No matter if I make 10 grand or not, it doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel like that. Why do I struggle to charge what I really want to charge? If there's businesses out there charging 50 grand for a service, 100 grand for a service, remodeling service, yeah, sure, that got some expenses, but still, like, watching them profit those amounts of money made me think, okay, cool, I'm not making money really. Like, charging 1.5, 3K commissions is no money, bro. That shit is no money, bro. You know that? So I was like, okay, cool. What can I actually do? How can I actually improve my campaigns? And then I started thinking new ways to do the ads, which I believe that the best thing that I'm going to do right now is to make ads in a different angle so that I attract a different audience. When I attract that different audience, then it is easier to close. It is easier to get a commission. That is what we want. You know, I can provide sales training as well. I should work with better businesses because if they are not a good business, then I really cannot advertise anything because I yes, copy paste is gonna get you leads, but the way that you wanna like a good business is gonna prove that it's a good business in a very variety different of ways. A bad business, you might have a good advertising, but if you're essentially a bad system, you're always going to sabotage the marketing effort. That's it. That's it. Unless you don't have crazy marketing, your business, or you might just have to put a lot of effort into marketing to actually make some that money with a mediocre service or mediocre sales. That's the fact. That's the reality. But as well, I started to think, okay, cool. I know this business of my competition, which is charging 10K setup fee, a franchise. And I know that everyone that works with this franchise, everyone I've spoken to, is not satisfied. So why I am selling 1.5K setup fee when I actually have a better service than them and I'm struggling to make the margins that I want. So I actually started to think this, okay, I'm gonna make this change and I'm gonna make this kind of ads and this kind of ads is gonna attract this kind of people and this kind of people are going to be sold in this way, which is going to be easier for them and which is gonna make me commissions. They are going to be that fucking business that you look and you see, fuck, they work with Santos 100%. Ain't no fucking way that they have done this kind of work without Santos help. That is the kind of business that I want to work with. I started thinking, fuck, how can I make it 100% that they actually have success with their they actually have success with their marketing. How can I actually do it? So I started to think, okay, if we make a personal brand for them, then I can actually do this. Bro, but still, are you actually gonna say that you're gonna charge 10 grand? I got a mental download. I see one of my clients just closed a 24K project this week, and VAT included. And I just saw the quote, and it was He will pay this at this moment, he will pay that at that moment, he will pay that at that moment, he will pay that at that moment. Bro, if you split the payment, if you do a payment plan and the service is good, you can't charge more, you know. Because the reason that you don't charge what you want to charge is because deep down you want to get paid up front because you're not confident on you actually providing those results, you know. Whether it is because you're not choosing the right business, whether it is because your service is not that good, whether it is because of seasonality, whatever you want to say, if you are cutting your prices, is because you probably want to charge more upfront and you're probably not that confident of you providing actually that service to people and them being successful. Because if you actually were confident, wouldn't you just prefer to split the payment, you know? Of course, if you say, okay, you can split the payment into 20 grand or you can actually just make 10 grand up front, then it is a conversation, you know. But if you are charging 1.5k up front and you want to get 10k, but you charge 1.5k just because you want to get that up front, then there's a discrepancy there, you know. You know what I mean? So actually, how can you make this service so good that they are actually 100% going to have success, and also you'll be 100% guaranteed to get that money with the payment plan once they get to their goals, you know? That's something I thought as well. And apart from that, I was always thinking, okay, cool, I want to give more value. I am always following this business on social, like these businesses on social media that have got their perfect personal brands, and I admire their work. I admire their work and all that stuff. Bro, their marketing is very good, and I understand every single piece of their marketing. They are doing this because of this, they are doing that because of that, and they're doing this and they're doing the other thing. And it's like, okay, I know how to do all this shit. I even know how to improve this. This is not even perfect, you know. This could be done better. So why are you giving a low service with this kind of mind, bro, Santos? Would you actually start leveraging your fucking brain and all the experience and knowledge you've got in this fucking industry? Because sometimes I just do not realize, but I know about remodeling client acquisition more than anything in my life. Like, this is the thing that I've spent probably more time doing. Probably more time doing. And at least this last 3 years, and I doubt that I've ever committed to something in my life more than this. Never in my life I have committed to something like this. Never in my life I put myself voluntarily doing by my own will something 12 hours a day for 3 years straight. I have never done this in my life. I have all the knowledge I need to get a business to that point, you know. I just need to be I just need to have a good business that I can coach. I need coachable people, which is essentially one of my criteria for them to be a fit for us. And I just need them to follow my instructions, which is fit criteria as well. Because then if you're not willing to do that, then you don't work with me. So that would be actually the way that I would make it. And it's the very not the very first time, because previously I felt clear, but I do not think I felt this clear. And I know, like, when your when your mind, like, when your mind tries to make you think that an idea is right, you will just try to explain it to yourself, and you will just try find a reason, a logical reason, and all do all this explanation. But when your heart knows something, when your intuition knows something, when you just feel that something is the way, or is right, or something is happening, you cannot say no to that. Like, fuck, this is it. This is it. You don't need to explain it to yourself. You just know. You just know. I don't know if you ever had this kind of experience, but when I was a kid and I was at school, I've always lived I've never, not never, but since I was very young, maybe 7 years old, I started living in, I don't know how you call this in English. I don't know how you call it. You, I've seen welfare centers, I've seen social centers, I've seen safe houses, I've seen shelters, I've seen accommodation centers, like all these words serve to say the same. I was basically living with other kids, not in my home, but in an accommodation center, a shelter, how you want to call it, bro. I was used to getting, I was used to people that were working there to say, "Hey, goodbye. This is gonna be my last day in this shelter," you know. And I kind of, I kind of I got used to it because the rotation was huge. And then one day I was at the school, and I saw my teacher just taking a random phone call in the class, and just by the way she was acting, I thought she's leaving. She is leaving. Everyone was asking, "Hey, what happened?" Blah blah, and I was like, "She is leaving." Then I went down to see what happened, and she was leaving. And she told us between in tears, "Hey, this is gonna be my last day, whatever." So that comes to explain when you actually rationally cannot explain something because you don't even know at that point. Rationally, you just understand what is going on. It's just like girls when they feel some sort of awkward energy, or creepy energy. They cannot really explain why, but they just feel that way. So yesterday when I thought about this, I just felt that way again. This is gonna be it. This is going to be able to actually make transformation to a business. This is going to be able to actually businesses get businesses a lot of clients. This is going to be able for you to charge what you want to charge. This is going to be able for you to have the testimonials that you want, the clients that you should have. This is really what is going to be able to level up your business. I knew that yesterday. And ever since then, yesterday night, I've been so clear on my mind. Honestly, right now my only question is how should I go about implementing this whole system? Because like I've got all of this comes because I've got one client of mine which started on May probably, or on June, something like that. And this client of mine won their first project that we gave them, a small kitchen, 10 grand. But ever since then, we probably give them 15, 20 leads, and he closed none. And on Tuesday, I believe, I had a conversation with him, kind of no, Wednesday, I had a conversation with him, or probably Thursday, yeah, probably yesterday. Yesterday, I had a conversation with him, just talking about how the situation was, how he was very polite, but he really was not satisfied, and he was thinking of just quitting the service and all that stuff. So you actually have to get to that situation sometimes for you to think solutions, which is not optimal. You want to be reactive, like you want to be proactive rather than reactive. But yeah, at the end of the day, it has been good for me to realize that. And now I've actually got a conversation with Nick just tomorrow morning, and I'm gonna explain him this. I'm gonna just let him see this. And it's a little bit weird because these weeks, since I've been back with the agency, a lot of things, I've been doubting, a lot of things. I haven't been sure whether I was doing them the right way or not. I've changed my service delivery approach. I've changed a lot of shit actually. But at the end of the day, at the end of the day, when something is not working, you are supposed to test. You know, you should not be afraid to test. You should avoid to get static, because when you get static is when your service, okay, doesn't improve. If you want to sell at scale and you just have a service, well, you might be able to do that. But honestly, I know what the people say when they have been sold something which was on scale and they are not satisfied. And I know that I don't have the first, I don't want to, that's something else. I don't want to have a business to be ashamed of. I want to be a business that allows me to be, he's that guy. He's that guy. You need someone for this, you call him. I kind of want to have that kind of business. I don't want to be just a guy selling or making money, but having, no, that's not which doesn't mean that my client, that doesn't mean that my client are going to have 100% success rate or should have that, or that everything should be perfect. No, I'm not saying that I don't want no trouble. I am saying that I want to have a great product I'm proud of. And that thing is only possible when you actually have a good service. And I know that some agencies, at least here in Spain, selling services 80 euros a month, something like that, or even saying selling high ticket franchises, and no one is happy. No one. I might be biased because maybe just the ones that are not satisfied come to us or come to me, but no one is happy. No one. And that makes me think, bro, if no one is happy with them and they are making that kind of money, if they are happy with you, what kind of money could you be able to do, bro? What kind of money? If you actually had, because people are not stupid. People are not stupid, you know. People are not stupid. You can tell when somebody is trying to get you. Somehow you can tell. You kind of feel you can feel when somebody maybe it's not giving you everything that you actually want. You can feel that shit when you're being sold. You might still buy, but you can tell there's something off. Which doesn't completely get you to 100% conviction of the success. You can tell. You can tell. So yeah, I believe that's it. I believe this is gonna be it for today. I'm gonna call it a day. I'm gonna call it a day. A good 34-minute rant. Now it's all about implementation. I'm excited for tomorrow's call. And yeah, that's it. That's it.